Why don't I go ahead and get into the tutorial since, you know, I don't know how to play this game. Investigator, write down anyone suspicious in your investigation notepad. Your notepad will serve as a clue after you die. Okay? So let's start as investigator, you know. I'm ill, a detective hunting Kira alongside you and other members of the investigation. Let's not waste time. You know of Kira, surely. The vicious murderer who passes judgment on criminals with the death note, a strange book that kills those whose names are written on it. Our mission is to apprehend him. I'll be explaining what you can do to help make that happen. Question NPCs. So it's kind of like Clue. Canvassing for information is the meat of investigator's job. You can question NPCs with green markers pointing at them. Try approaching one. Once you're close to an NPC, hold on to this. Alright. You can sometimes obtain useful information by canvassing. Conversating? I don't know. In order. Right in a black notebook in the middle of the day. Canvassing has the potential to yield vital clues. Investigate. Okay, so you obtain a lost item, then item to give to the other player. In this case, you should select a lost item. Unite with its owner last. How touching. With that, the task is complete. Someone may have stolen your ID. Is that like a notification for players? Night is fallen, and you have been assigned to surveil another player. Complete the task by approaching the target and staying near them until the gauge is full. Try moving towards the yellow marker. See how the investigation progress level on the upper right is increasing. Every task you undertake aids the investigation, so stay busy if you want to see Kira capture. So I'm guessing that once that bar's filled, whoever fills up the bar first wins. Saying someone may have stolen your ID, yes. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Not much of a deduction. It appears to whenever someone stays near you long enough to snatch your ID. I'm sorry, I cannot read correctly. It appears whenever someone stays near you long enough to snatch your ID. Though you don't yet know if your ID has actually been stolen, you could now potentially be killed at any time. Jot down who came in contact with you in your investigation notepad. View a list of investigators in your investigation notepad and mark any suspects. Select the person you were just surveying. Alright? As you can see, they are now marked. Close your investigation notepad. When an investigator dies, the notes they wrote while alive will be left behind as... I'm sorry, I cannot read today. When an investigator dies, the notes they wrote while alive will be left behind as dying messages. These can be collected by other investigators and read during meetings or in the investigation notepad. Resolve incidents caused by fear. Ooh. Wait, what did that say? Hold on, I'll read that back in the recording, but yeah. Looks like you managed to sell things in time. Resolving incidents should always be a top priority. So when a red marker appears, set aside whatever you're doing and head that way. Look, that investigator has the death note open. Only Kira can have the death note. I mean, we just discovered Kira's identity. But Kira can only be arrested during the meeting phase. Let's wait until for the action phase to end. Ah, I get it. When a meeting begins, the first thing that will appear is your own task completion status. The number of completed tasks will be added to the investigation progress gauge. If the gauge reaches a star, L will attain a command card, and if it fills all the way, we win. Here's the number of criminals Kira has judged. Looks like 2 people were judged today. Kira's judgments will be added to the New World progress gauge. As with our gauge, reaching a star means Kira will obtain a command card, and if it fills all the way, Kira wins. Your ID has been stolen. Report whoever approached you while you were investigating. Means are when everyone can discuss who they think Kira is and vote accordingly. A majority vote is needed to carry out an arrest during a meeting. Vote for the person you saw had the death note open. If the death note is found on their person when they are arrested, victory is ours. When you're arrested, a real name will be revealed to all players, enabling Kira to judge you. Also, any items you have will be confiscated, and you will be restrained for 1 day. You can't steal IDs while restrained. Alright? If an ID is confiscated from you, you will be taken into custody as a Kira follower and permanently removed from the match. If a member of Team Kira confiscates your items, you can avoid imprisonment. If the death note is confiscated from you, you will be unmasked as Kira and imprisoned, resulting in victory for Team L. If a member of Team Kira confiscates your items, the death note will not be revealed and the match continues. So pretty much, the goal is to keep the death note as hidden as possible. L chooses who to confiscate the suspect's items. If a member of Team Kira is picked, incriminating items won't be confiscated, so it's not a decision to be made lightly. Had a death note. Ah, so... I like how L smiles there. Alright, so that's what you're supposed to do if you're an investigator. It's just a normal, everyday investigator. L. Wait, you can actually play as L. Give orders to investigators and use surveillance cameras to monitor rooms remotely. Ah, makes sense. Wait a minute. These are panels from the anime. I just noticed. These are scenes from the actual anime. See, this is from that scene where they're chasing the guy in the car. Yeah, this is from the scene where Light is in the helicopter. Alright, so as L, I'm guessing you can't just move around. You can only sit in one spot. URL. Arrest Kira, or raise investigation progress gauge to 100%. This time, you'll be standing in for me as L. Die and the world will all but belong to Kira. Assigning members to a joint investigation is the first thing L should do each round. Select Joint Investigator. Joint Investigation. Dang, I cannot read. You can order 2 people to complete a joint investigation every day. Try selecting yourself and me for this one. Now to actually complete our joint investigation task, move towards the blue marker. Joint investigation tasks must be carried out by 2 people at the same time. Hold down the investigate button together with me. I just realized they're using music from the anime. Okay. Nicely done. If you'll recall the investigator tutorial, this makes 4 colors of markers in total. Their order of priority is red, blue, yellow, then green. Don't forget. Use command cards. Let's try using a command card. Select Setup Surveillance Camera from the command card menu. Right? Command card activated. The surveillance camera has spawned somewhere in the map. Go collect and install it in a room. It's in the direction of the blue marker. Now it's installed in a room. Follow the blue marker again. Press the install button to set up the surveillance camera. Alright? Looks like it got installed. You now have a new eye in the sky. Monitor rooms with the surveillance cameras. L can remotely view what's happening in any room with a surveillance camera. Looks like the surveillance camera's button is flashing. There must be someone in the room with a camera. Open surveillance cameras and select location from the map. While monitoring a room, you can also anonymously inform everyone of what is happening inside. An investigator has died. Body is found. Investigate courses to... Secure their investigation notepad before Kira can take it. Wait, Kira can take that stuff? We can't let this investigator's death go in vain. Let's glean from what we can with their investigation notepad. First, open your own investigation notepad. You can go over items you've acquired from the Items tab. Let's select it now. Now select their investigation notepad. Someone has a red exclamation mark known next to their name. Man, I can't read. There's a good chance that person stole this investigator's ID. Once you're done checking, select Close. Alright. Like investigators, you'll see your first task completion status when a meeting begins. Task L completes raise investigation progress more than they would if a normal investigator handled them. If a joint investigation was issued, you can view its completion status. The combined results of all investigators' tasks will then be added to the gauge. Next, we have the number of criminals Kira has judged. It doesn't look like anyone was judged today. And since no one was judged, no world progress did not rise. Lead meetings anonymously. L can direct the course of the meetings via anonymous statements. Select meeting guidance. Direct suspicion toward the player you saw had an exclamation mark. First select player seems suspicious. Now choose who you think is suspicious. Looks like everyone voted along with your suggestion. Only one more vote is needed to make an arrest, so cast your own for them. Oh, I get it. So, it doesn't actually show you who is L, it just shows you as another investigator. L picks which one of the voters gets to confiscate the arrestee's items. Like when you voted, select the person you decided on, but choose wisely, because incriminating items won't be confiscated if that player is on Team Kira. So it doesn't actually reveal who told you that you were suspicious. So if L calls you suspicious, it doesn't actually show it. I couldn't have done a better job being me myself. This concludes the L tutorial. So it doesn't actually tell you who is L, it just says standard investigator like everyone else. So you can anonymously tell someone, hey, that guy seems suspicious, but it won't actually show you who said it. Alright, Kira follower. Steal investigator's ID for Kira and report those making frequent contact with others. Being arrested while holding an ID will result in your removal from the game. You're a Kira follower. This time you will be playing as one of Kira's followers, who will worship Kira like a god and would gladly lay down their lives in the name of the new world. I don't want to, though! Use the transceiver. First, try contacting Kira with the transceiver. Hold down the transceiver button until the display changes. That's it. While using the transceiver, only Kira will be able to hear you. I mean, only Kira will be able to hear your voice. Dang it. The way this game phrases things sometimes. Even if someone is right next to you, what you say stays between you and Kira. Oh, so it like cancels out the mic. Oh, I got it. Gotcha. And it goes without saying that Kira can also reach out to you as well. When that happens, receiving transmission will appear on your screen. Steal IDs and then give them to Kira. A follower's primary job is to steal IDs and give them to Kira. I've issued a dummy surveillance task on that investigator. Take this chance to steal their ID. You'll notice the surveillance task was completed when you stole their ID. But it's just for show. Dummy task completion affects neither investigation progress nor new world progress. Now you stole an ID. That said, approaching others carelessly will make them suspect your true loyalties. REM, however, can help you secure plausible deniability. Oh yeah, that's right, REM follows me. REM normally hovers above you, but when she sees an investigator who has already come in contact with several others this round, she'll fly around them to inform you. So pay attention to REM. Look, a wealth of investigators to choose between. See who Rem goes to and take their IDs so they won't be sure you were responsible. So Rem will show you who had the most people around them. You can hand over IDs much like any other item. Press the give button, but IDs can only be given to Kira, so don't worry about passing one to an investigator by mistake. I see. You've done well. Now Kira can trust an investigation without arousing suspicion. That scene.
僕の勝ちだ。よくやったな。うまくサポートして勝利を目指してくれ。
So that was the Kira follower. Now for Kira himself. You are Kira. Kill L or raise the New World Progress gauge to 100%. Time for you to take up Kira's mantle in my place. Kira wields the Death Note, which kills anyone whose name is written inside, for the purpose of creating a righteous world. I like how this game captures both L and Light's personalities. Open the Death Note and judge criminals. Kira's primary goal is to judge criminals to increase New World progress. Try selecting Judge. Good, you've opened the Death Note. Now choose Criminal. Press the buttons displayed in order, and the criminal will be judged. You will be unmasked as Kira if anyone sees the Death Note, so only pass judgments when no one else is around. The criminal judged by the Death Note collapsed, and the New World progress increased. It will do so every time you pass judgment, so you'll want to do it as often as you can. Okay. There's a limit to how many criminals can be judged in a day. When judgment is passed, a criminal somewhere within the map will collapse. Use command cards. Now try your hand at interfering with an investigation. Use video message from Kira from the command card menu. Draws investigators to a single location. If not resolved, New World progress level increases by 10. Oh, that's actually bad. Video message from Kira. They won't be able to make any progress with that going on. The incidents occurred at the location indicated by the red marker, so head in that direction. Investigators are too focused on to see what's happening around them while dealing with Kira command cards. Approach an investigator resolving the incident and steal their ID. The gauge will automatically fill while you're near the target. Once it's full, the ID is yours. Pass judgment on the investigators. You can use the ID you just stole to judge the investigator it belonged to. First select Judge. Now pick who to judge. Select the investigator whose ID you stole. You have the power to select where people die when judging. when judging investigators. But this time, just like died on the spot from a heart attack.
デスノートに書くんだ。
Once you decide who to judge and where they should be, where they should die. Dang, I cannot read. Write down the details in the death note. Nicely done. The death note is certainly powerful, yet not omnipotent. Don't use it carelessly or people will start putting the pieces together. You can judge investigators once you have their IDs, but only twice per day at maximum. This limit can be changed in room settings. Okay. Approach Kira files and give them but I'll teach you a way to release suspicion if you think you are going to get caught. Kira can switch roles by giving the death note to a Kira follower. Try doing so now. Use the give button when you want to pass an item to someone else. Then select the death note to give it away. You can only pass the death note or IDs to Kira followers, so you won't be able to hand them to investigators accidentally. You are now Kira follower. Giving away the death note once others begin to suspect you means there will be little in the way of consequence if you're arrested. Play it smart so you can regain L's trust. When Kira gives the death note to a Kira follower, it will be highlighted in red. Anyone nearby will be able to see who is Kira, so be discreet. An investigator's death will be announced before the meeting begins, even if no one has found their body. As neither Kira nor Kira's followers actually help investigate, there's no report on your task progress here. Once a criminal is judged, investigators will not be able to question them, slowing the investigation's progress. This is the number of criminals judged today. Looks like your new world progress has increased due to your judgments. If the gauge reaches a star, Kira will be able to obtain a command card, and if it fills all the way, we win. Seems the investigators already suspect you. You might as well just let them arrest you. Cast a vote to skip. Now that you've gone from being Kira to a mere follower, you'll only be held until the next day. If arrested so long... Sorry. You'll only be held until the next day if arrested, so long as you weren't carrying any IDs. Handing off the death note saved your skin. The current Kira already has the idea of the investigator who's restraining you, so just wait for them to be judged.
Boku no kachi da. Yoku yatta na. Umaku Lをさばいて 勝利を目指してくれ。
Would you look at that? Turns out they were actually L. How incautious of the world's greatest detective. This concludes the Kira tutorial. Hey, I got an achievement.